They say history began in Africa. But what if I told you one of the oldest civilizations in the Americas might have looked just like you? Before the Maya, before the Aztec, there were the Olmecs, a mysterious people whose features, art, and influence rewrite everything we thought we knew about ancient America. Over 3,000 years ago, deep in the tropical lowlands of what's now southern Mexico, a civilization rose that built massive cities, traded across continents, and carved colossal stone heads, each weighing up to 40 tons. But here's the question historians still can't answer. Why do these colossal heads, carved with such precision, bear distinctly African features? Full lips, broad noses, and helmets that resemble Nubian and West African warrior gear. Coincidence? Or evidence of an ancient connection between Africa and the Americas that textbooks refuse to explore? Part 1. The Forgotten Giants. Over 3,000 years ago, deep in the tropical lowlands of what's now southern Mexico, a civilization rose that built massive cities, traded across continents, and carved colossal stone heads, each weighing up to 40 tons. But here's the question historians still can't answer. Why do these colossal heads, carved with such precision, bear distinctly African features? Full lips, broad noses, and helmets that resemble Nubian and West African warrior gear. Coincidence, or evidence of an ancient connection between Africa and the Americas that textbooks refuse to explore? Part 2. The civilization before all others. The Olmecs existed around 1500 BCE, long before the Mayans or Aztecs. And yet, their influence runs through both. They created the first written language in the Americas, developed complex calendars, and built pyramids centuries before Egypt's golden age faded. Their capital, La Venta, was a city of temples, altars, and sacred monuments aligned with astronomical precision, showing knowledge of the stars that scientists still find hard to explain. Part 3. Hidden Connections. Archaeologists rarely talk about this, but explorers from the 1800s to early 1900s wrote of finding Negroid stone heads, describing them as proof of an ancient African presence in the Americas. Some researchers today suggest ancient transatlantic contact, that African sailors or traders might have reached the Americas long before Columbus. Others believe the Olmecs were Native Americans with African ancestry, part of a shared human migration pattern that history's colonial lens erased. No matter the origin, their civilization represents the melanated roots of the Americas, intelligent, creative, and deeply spiritual. Part 4. Spirituality and Power. The Olmecs worshipped the jaguar, a symbol of strength, transformation, and divine balance. Their temples echoed with rituals of the earth and sky. The same duality we see in African and native spiritual systems. Even the concept of kings as divine, seen later in the Maya and Aztec empires, started with the Olmecs. They were the first to blend politics, astronomy, and religion into one sacred system, a practice shared by ancient black civilizations around the world. So who were the Olmecs, really? The first Americans? The first global travelers? Or a lost chapter of black history hidden in plain sight? What we do know is this: they were builders of the foundation, the blueprint behind the Americas we know today. Their monuments still stand, whispering to anyone willing to listen. If you're ready to uncover the lost civilizations of the melanated earth, hit that follow. Share this with someone who needs to know, and stay tuned, because the story's just beginning.